Hi everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to the most interesting part, that is coding whatever we have studied in linear regression till now. We'll actually go ahead and code it up. So I have opened a page for you, and this page is all about Scikit-Learn documentation. So at any point of time you feel I didn't understand what kind of regression are you using, how is it working, how is it plotting the graph and all. So Scikit-Learn has a great documentation. So this is where you can land on. So the link is already mentioned in the slides, as I'm going to mention in the reading material as well. So this is what is linear models, ordinary least squares. This is how we need to import Scikit-Learn, and from sklearn I wish to import some particular model and how I fit it, how I find the coefficient and all. You might not able to understand right now, but I'll do it practically for you, don't worry. Just showing you that each and everything is explained in much detail of regression, then comes classification and all. So this is the documentation of Scikit-Learn. So we'll be working ahead with Scikit-Learn. So this page every developer should be very much aware of. So that's why I'm giving the intro of this particular page. Anyways, let's get started and let's go ahead to our ages and net worth example which we were considering, right? So what we are going to do, basically we are going to see how this how we actually code everything up in Scikit-Learn and how we use it, and how is it useful. Let's see. So as discussed the age net worth example, I'll share the dataset. I'll actually tell you how to generate dataset for yourself by default. So this is the example, okay, ages and net worth. With using those particular dataset, I plotted the graph, right, and then I train and test it, right. This blue color is my training data, red color is my testing data. I plotted a graph, I plotted a line out of it. So I'll tell you how to do this also. You don't have to do it manually, anything. So there is a library known as Matplotlib which helps you plot the graph for you. So you just need to pass the data to it, it will plot the graph for you. I'll tell you how. Okay, so yeah, we are coding everything up in Scikit-Learn. So okay, this is the code. NumPy is the library, Matplotlib is the library. What they do, I'll tell you. For example, initially what I want a data set, right? So I'll tell you how to generate the data set, okay? And using that data set, I wish to plot a graph, right? So NumPy will help me to generate my data set. Matplotlib will help me to basically plot a graph in 2D right now, and further on I'll use a function known as student reg, which is student regression. Any function name you can give. This requires only training data. On the basis of training data, I just get my linear regression done. I train it, okay, and then I go ahead and work with it. I'll show you how. So initially this is NumPy Matplotlib. Matplotlib, if you're not able to understand right now, it's okay. It's just used to plot the graph. So whatever color you define, for example, I'm defining color B here, color R for the test data, B for the training data. Any color you define, pass on the data, and it's going to plot the graph for you. Okay, so whatever color based on anything. So on the X label you give ages, for example, on the Y label you give net worth, right? This is how it works. But for now, our main focus is on student reg. What is it? How is it happening? Okay, so this is a function age net worth data which is giving me the data. So I'll show you the whole working of this function, don't worry. And this whole data is given to me, right? And then I pass this training data only to regression, and I get an object of regression. For example, this is the function student regression. Any name you can give to the function. I pass the training data to it, and then I import the linear model, linear regression model I get, and I call this function linear regression, which gives me reg. I fit the regression object to the training data. This is reg.fit. What it does, this is actually training my model. Till here I just got a model. I need to train the model. So to train the model, I pass the data, the ages and the net worth, which is a training data. I pass it on, and I get a variable back, that is reg, which I use. How do I use it? For example, this I did, right? From Scikit-Learn, I made a model, I trained the model. These two things is just making a model and training it up. Okay, then what I need the slope and the intercept out of it. Okay, forget about r squared right now. I'll show you in the next lecture about that. We need to find the slope and intercept first. We understood what is a slope, what is an intercept in the previous lecture. We need to find whether my linear regression model is able to give me the correct slope and the correct intercept. We manually calculated the slope and intercept in the last lecture. For example, the data I considered had the slope 6.5 or 25, and similarly for data 6.5, sorry. Okay, so when I find out using this, so I'm passing the age 27, it's going to predict the value 27, so it predicts the net worth as $160, which is huge. And slope, so slope it gives me 6.47. In practicality, we found it was 6.5, which is almost very near. Intercept was 0 for me because the line was passing through the origin. However, it's giving me -14, which is not that correct. So don't worry. I'll actually do it for you right now, and let's see how do we do that. And firstly, I'll tell you how to get the data, and then I'll tell you how to apply regression on it. So I have two things. This is the Colab by Google. You can use anything, any text editor, anything. And if you guys are using your laptops and all, for installation purpose, you need to use this pip install and name of the library which you need to install. Few people were asking me how to install any Python library, so this is the answer: pip install and the library name. If you're using Colab, you need to apply an exclamation mark also ahead of it. Okay, so I already installed it. Then I'm using it NumPy and random. Now what does random do? Okay, with the use of random, I am generating some random data of ages as well as net worth. How? For example, I declared an empty list, right? And for loop, I still the range, I gave the range as 100, work for 100 data. And from the line between 20 to 65, give it a random number of age. This is what gives to the ages list. Now I need the net worth. I'm multiplying it by 6.25 plus the random number whatever I had added. So it gives me again 100 net worth multiplied by 6.25 into the age. Give me the answer as net worth. Now I need to pass these two data to my linear regression model, right? But to pass the data to the linear regression model, you'll actually, we need a list, and that too in a 2D NumPy array format. So we cannot pass the already list that we have in Python, we cannot pass that to linear regression. There is a specific format to pass it, which is a 2D NumPy array. So here's how we use a reshape function of the NumPy and reshape it into a 2D array. Okay, so what else we do? And we use the model selection method to train, test, split. Okay, so with this we pass ages and net worth. It gives us 4 variables back: ages train, ages test, net worth train, and net worth test. Okay, so it gives me few data for training and it also gives me few data for testing. This is what I needed, right? Then I found this function student reg. This is what I defined: ages underscore train, net worth underscore train. I passed only training data to it, declared the linear regression model, fit it, and I returned the regs. Let's not print hello here. Let's go ahead and print the coefficient and the slope. So the coefficient is printed using reg.coef underscore, and the slope is printed using intercept. So let me go ahead, run this. So it gives me 6.3 as the coefficient, which is again very near, so perfect, well done. And slope it gives me -7.44. It's going to change every time because, as said, the data I am giving is randomly generated. So this slope and coefficient might change each time. Okay, so I'll pass on this code in the reading material as well. So do it and try to use Matplotlib to plot the graph. So you'll do that, I know. Okay, so good luck. I'll see you in the next lecture. We'll do a lot of other coding stuffs and understand something known as R squared. So take care, bye bye, see you.